Have you ever been absolutely certain something happened, and then someone calmly convinced you it didn't? Not aggressively, not loudly, just confidently. You start explaining yourself. You replay the memory. And slowly a strange thought appears. What if I'm wrong? This is not just a disagreement. This is called gaslighting. And once you recognize it, you begin to notice something unsettling. Manipulators don't improvise. They repeat the same phrases. In this video, you'll learn 8 phrases manipulators commonly use when they want to make you doubt your own perception. These sentences sound normal, some even sound caring, but their psychological effect is powerful, because gaslighting doesn't attack your feelings, it attacks your reality. Phrase 1. That never happened. This is the foundation of gaslighting. Instead of explaining behavior, the person denies the event entirely. You remember clearly, they deny calmly. Your brain now faces a conflict, memory versus certainty. Most people don't trust memory under pressure, so they adjust their confidence. The manipulator doesn't need to prove anything, they only need you to hesitate. Phrase 2. You're remembering it wrong. Notice the difference. They are not saying you are lying, they are saying your brain is unreliable. This reframes the problem. The issue is no longer what they did. The issue becomes your perception. Over time, you stop saying, I know what happened. You start saying, I think it happened. Phrase 3, you're overreacting. This shifts the focus from action to emotion. Instead of discussing behavior, you now defend your reaction. You explain why you felt hurt, you justify your emotions, and while you defend your feelings, their behavior goes unexamined. Gaslighting works because it changes the subject without you noticing. Phrase 4. I was just joking. This phrase is extremely effective because humor creates social pressure. If you stay upset, you appear unreasonable, so you minimize your discomfort. You laugh a little, but internally, something feels unresolved. The message becomes clear. Your boundaries are negotiable. Phrase 5. Everyone agrees with me. Now the manipulator introduces invisible witnesses. You cannot verify them, but socially humans fear being the only one wrong. Your brain interprets, if others see it differently, maybe I'm the problem. This isolates you psychologically, without physically isolating you. Phrase 6. You're too sensitive. This is emotional invalidation disguised as feedback. The conversation is no longer about their behavior, it becomes a personality evaluation. Instead of solving the issue, you attempt to adjust yourself. And self-adjustment creates control, because a person trying to fix themselves stops questioning others. Phrase 7. You're imagining things. This is the most destabilizing phrase. It attacks perception directly. After repeated exposure, a person begins to pre-filter thoughts. Maybe I shouldn't mention this. The manipulation is now internalized. They no longer need to deny reality. You begin denying it for them. Phrase 8. I'm worried about you. This is the most subtle one. It appears caring, but it reframes disagreement as concern for your mental stability. Now you hesitate to push back, because disagreement now feels like proof of their accusation. The manipulation hides inside empathy. Why gaslighting works. Gaslighting is effective because humans rely on social confirmation. We verify reality through others. When someone consistently contradicts your perception calmly and confidently, your brain reduces conflict by adjusting memory, not because you are weak, because your brain is trying to maintain psychological stability. Signs, you're experiencing it. You second-guess conversations. You replay events repeatedly. You hesitate to bring up concerns. You apologize often but don't know why. Most importantly, you feel relief when you are away from the person. Clarity returns in distance. Confusion returns in contact. How to respond. Do not argue memory. Gaslighting thrives in debates about details. Instead, observe patterns. You don't need to prove your reality to someone committed to denying it. You need to notice the consistency of the behavior. A realistic example: imagine a normal evening. You mention something simple. Yesterday you promised you would call. The response is immediate. I never said that. You pause. You clearly remember the conversation. You explain, we talked after dinner. You said you would call me. They shake their head calmly. You must be mixing it up with another day. Now your certainty weakens. You open your phone. You check messages. The conversation wasn't written. It was verbal. Evidence disappears. You insist gently, I'm sure we talked about it. Their tone changes slightly. You've been stressed lately. You're probably overthinking things. Now the issue is no longer the call. The issue is your perception. You start replaying the memory. The details blur. Your confidence drops. After a few minutes, you hear yourself say, maybe I misunderstood. And at that moment, the manipulation succeeds. Not because they proved anything, but because you stop trusting your own mind. Why this matters: gaslighting is powerful because it does not try to win the argument. It tries to win your interpretation of reality. Once a person begins doubting their perception, they become easier to guide, easier to silence, and easier to control. The manipulator no longer needs to convince you. You begin convincing yourself. Gaslighting does not begin dramatically. It begins subtly. Small doubts, small corrections, small hesitations, until one day you stop asking, why are they treating me this way? And start asking, what's wrong with me? Recognizing gaslighting does not mean conflict. It means awareness, and awareness is the moment control ends. Many people who experience gaslighting describe the same moment, not a fight, not a confrontation, a quiet realization. They notice how different they feel when they are alone. Their thoughts become clear, their memory feels certain again. Then they interact with the same person, and confusion returns. This contrast is important because manipulation does not exist in isolated conversations. It exists in patterns. Healthy disagreements may hurt feelings, but they do not erase reality. You may be wrong sometimes, everyone is, but you should not feel chronically uncertain about your own perception. If clarity consistently appears only in distance, your mind is giving you information, not about the argument, about the relationship. Awareness does not immediately solve the situation, but it restores something essential: trust in your own judgment.